Hello. Hello. All right. Well, this is a very important topic. And I was reminded when I was talking to somebody just recently today about things, and oh my God, I kind of forget, right? It's been a long time since I've had to deal with a lot of the really wicked symptoms from perimenopause, menopause. And now just note, most of them come while you're in perimenopause, which is the years leading up to, which is the years when you still have your period, right? When you still have your period, that is when your hormones are fluctuating the most and you have the worst symptoms and the crazy symptoms. And why is it so hard to find help? Why do doctors, naturopaths, and all this not know what to do? Or they think they know, so they give you something and it really doesn't help. And then you're really stuck. You're feeling like, I don't know who to turn to, right? Well, we need to remember that doctors, like regular MDs, don't learn about this stuff at all in their schooling. They don't learn about nutrition either. So they really, unless they, they won't choose. They don't have the time. So they're not going to learn. And even if you go to like somebody like an endocrinologist, they're often dealing with like major hormonal issues that are causing lots of health problems for a person. They don't really deal with. You can't just go to an endocrinologist, I don't think, as far as I know, just because you're in menopause. Still, unfortunately, many of the doctors just want to give you a synthetic hormone. So they call it hormone replacement therapy, right? HRT. But note, there are synthetic hormones and there are bioidentical hormones. They are different. Now, way back years ago, I had a lot of arguments with my doctors because they were saying that there's no difference. And I knew better because I was researching this at that time. And I had spoken to somebody, a compounding pharmacist who specialized in women hormones and chose to go to all the conferences and educate himself on or not. So I was learning myself and reading and my research a lot to do with hormones and synthetic and bioidentical. So a normal MD doctor will give you synthetic hormones. They'll say, here's hormone. So what they're taught, it basically is like drug companies, they go to their conferences or whatever, and all these big drug companies are there and they're like, say, if women are experiencing this, you give them this pill. If women are experiencing this, you give them this pill. And if women are in midlife, you probably should give them synthetic estrogen and antidepressants because they're experiencing all the mood swings, all the emotional, the anxiety, all the crazy things, plus they're getting hot flashes and they're not feeling good, right? Like they just don't get it. So they're just taught, they learn. Their belief is women come to me with these things, I give them these pills. That's what they're instructed. So that's all they know. So that's all they can do. When they don't learn, they're not allowed to recommend things they don't know about, right? So that's why they can't do nutrition because they don't learn about nutrition, right? So they're not going to be able to give you nutritional advice. They don't know it. They're not allowed to go beyond their scope of practice, what they have learned, right? So that is why it's so hard for doctors, for you to go to a doctor for any kind of help during this. They can maybe do a few blood tests to see that your hormones are out of whack, but they don't have really much of an understanding unless they've chosen to really learn about it themselves, right? And some may have done that. There may be some women doctors who have gone through it. There may be some women doctors who are passionate about women's health and choose to learn on the side, right? On the side about it. But still, I'm not sure if they're really allowed to do much about it. And then naturopaths, it would be wonderful. It would be wonderful if all naturopaths really had a really good clue about, knowing about menopausal changes, the natural supplements and things they could recommend to women or help women with. But again, that would be something they would have to, oh, hey, Robin, you're watching. You shouldn't be on Facebook. It should also be something that, naturopaths would probably have to choose to learn on their own, right? And now naturopaths, years ago, they had to apply, study, and they are now able to prescribe drugs. So naturopaths a few years ago had to go through the whole thing so that they could prescribe drugs to patients. And what may be happening now is that instead of prescribing only natural things to patients, maybe they are beginning to prescribe some drugs or synthetic things to patients instead of just the natural stuff. Because for one, drugs give you pretty much immediate relief often, whereas natural products may be harder to balance. It's harder to get the dosage right. They're not quite, there's a million, right? We know now there's so many supplements, right? There's so many. To gather the information about it, you have to do that yourself. Whereas when a drug company supplies the doctor's office with something, all the information is right there. They get it handed to them, or they get it taught to them, or they get it told, right? You take this is for a woman if she's experiencing that. So it's easy for them. But yet for a natural product, they would have to go outside and really learn that, really study it, really know the dosages, really know each woman's different. So, oh my goodness, what if they're taking this? There's just so much more to know when you're dealing with like natural products, right? And also they're not as regulated. They're not as regulated. So it's a whole big thing. So unfortunately, it could be that maybe many are now doing more of the, more regulated, more drug type options, which do have side effects. So that's a really hard thing too. And then when dealing with anxiety, depression, mood swings, over emotional in this phase, which usually happens in perimenopause, that is for sure something they don't know how to deal with, obviously, right? I mean, they can't know how to deal with everything. And there really is no one or nowhere to go to find things like that. There are coaches who help with that online, right? Like I definitely do a lot of that in my programs and with women, help them learn. And that's because I've had to learn them, right? I've had to learn them, and I've done programs where, I've been part of coaching programs where they have taught things like that. So I've chosen on my own to learn things, and that's kind of it, right? And it's a real time when we're like, wow, there's so many changes going on in the body. It requires us to learn, shift, and change. And I know it's hard for people to find time for that. Really, it is. It's like, oh my God, I don't have time for that. That's why I do what I do. I'm not perfect. I can't help with everything. I do my best, and I give the best advice I can. And then, and then you go from there, right? Because it's like, well, for sure, nutrition and stress reduction is the best thing to start with. And those are the things to start with, because your body won't come into better balance unless you decrease your stress, right? It won't. Now, for those there are coaches now that are dealing with nervous systems, calming down the nervous systems for people who have experienced a lot of trauma. So if you're on Facebook, I don't know, I know one, and they're just coming out now. They're just starting to come out now. It's just something that's being more talked about and dealt with now. But there's also things like EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, which is tapping on meridian points of your body, which help calm the nervous system. And you say certain things. So I might have a video on YouTube, and you just look up EFT or tapping under Diana, but there are lots of videos on YouTube on EFT or tapping. And you can look up EFT for anxiety, EFT for depression, EFT for anything, really, right? For anything, for anger, EFT for nervousness, EFT, and you'll see tapping and scripts, and people will help tape you through around. So that's something that is also you could try. But it is really a chance. It is really a time of life where right now the information is a little more limited or overwhelming, right? So the doctor and even some naturopaths have a lot, because they have to deal with the whole person, all areas, all diseases, all illnesses. So when they think about menopause or perimenopause, they're like, which truly, it's just, that is just something women go through. We don't have time to really go into it. It's a phase, it passes, which is true. But if you don't learn how to manage the symptoms, and you don't do things to manage the symptoms, or take certain things, like eat properly, take certain super powders in their supplement formulations. If you're not taking things to help your body better manage this time of life, then it makes it so much harder. And there's also learning, like if you haven't done self-growth work, if you haven't done spirit, if you're not connected to a spirit and faith and a way to help you to feel safe and secure within your body, believe in a higher power, right? Like asking angels, guides, the universe for help. to guide you, to help you with your body, to help yourself heal, all of those things, to help yourself feel better. And then taking the time to bring into your life and into your awareness positive things. Like when you're reading, when you're focusing on, so you got to really watch what you focus on, because what you focus on expands and what you resist persists. So we don't want to be running away from, contracting from, trying to figure out answers instead of just being and being in the present moment, filling ourselves up with beautiful love energy, right? And a really good book to just read, I know it's backwards, The Power by Rhonda Byrne. I still look at it every once in a while. And if you've ever watched the movie The Secret, which I think it's on Netflix, it's a beginner's guide to kind of like law of attraction and stuff. But it is very calming and very, or like some women like to read the Bible, right? You want to read beautiful spiritual passages or passages that bring in goodness to you and remind you that you're just pure source love, right? You're an energetic body. You are a soul. That there's a higher power out there, that there's support, love for you, and that you are fully supported. So it's like bringing in that beautiful, loving energy too, filling up your cup with positive things, right? Often our days are filled with other people's energy or the negative news or thing that's going on, and we worry and we get full of fear and all of that. But we forget, I'm not filling myself up with goodness, right? I'm not filling myself up with goodness. So that's what I really recommend too, is the reading and allowing in really good positive energy, and which is our responsibility to take care of ourselves in that way, right? It's like, wow, okay, I know, because some people give out too much energy, take care of other people way too much, or constantly giving, so you're depleted inside. And when you become depleted inside, it's your whole body begins to be depleted, and it can't fight anything, it can't balance anything, it can't take care of you. So really, it's about like, I need to nourish myself, body, mind, and soul, right? With the foods I eat, the energy I allow in, or how I manage, learning to manage your energy, your energetic body, the nervous system, your breath, calming yourself down, being in the present moment, fully understanding your body has so much power, letting go of old habits that your body might have, allowing in new ones, being open to new things, right? I'm open to fully and completely being at peace, relaxing, feeling safe, feeling secure, right? Because especially when the world out there is a little crazy. So all of these types of things can really help. And then the food nowadays is so full of chemicals and processing, and that it doesn't really feed and fuel our body anymore. So it just depletes us more than ever, some of the foods that are out there. So we're not taking care of our body. So really it's about, nourishing, feeding, fueling your body, mind, and soul, all of it. And everything's okay, and everything will be okay. I have a 2-week program starting, which we're going to talk about exactly this. It's get on track. It's get back on track. Your body, your body, your energy, your power, because it is really your power. So you are the one that has the power to change things. And yes, of course, the food you eat makes a difference. Yes, some of the supplements. Yes, some of the super powders. All of those things make a huge difference. So it's really, okay, I'm choosing to take care of my body, myself, in the best way. And that's what I'm going to guide you. We're going to start with a 2-week shorter program right now to get people back on track. And then, of course, yes, I always have longer programs after that. But if you haven't worked with me before, if you want to get to know a little bit more about what I do and get kind of how is to eat during this phase of life, during this hormonal phase of life, or beyond, it's all the same stuff, really, truly is, because it balances your blood sugar levels, balances your hormones, decreases inflammation, increases your energy levels, boosts your immune system, which we all need, and helps your moods. Because if it is helping balancing the chemical balance, which is your hormonal balance of your body, then it does affect your moods and all that too. And then we're going to work on the energetic aspect of it, which is your energetic body. Your energy, not only, I have energy, I feel good, but also, right, different aspects of stress reduction, a bit of anxiety stuff, things like that, where you may not be working on or practicing anything to do with that right now. And it's greatly, greatly needed. And that is, I'm just doing the page for it now. But if you want to know more about that little program, it's 14 days. I said I was going to start January 12th. We're not going to start until Saturday. The Facebook group will open Wednesday, January 12th. We won't start the 14 days till that Saturday after it. Yeah, so it's a great one for people to jump in and get back on track, get an idea. Well, yeah, this is what I'm, eat clean, feed my body, you will feel better within the first week. Definitely. You will have the more energy. You will notice the less bloating. You will notice you're less bloated, less puffy. Your skin will look better. The cravings will be gone. You'll be feeling just more vibrant, right? Because you're eating the right foods. So we're going to start with that. All right. And I do work one-on-one. So if you want to know more about my one-on-one programs, it's basically sessions, how many sessions and how I work, you can feel free to reach out to me on Messenger. All right. So much love to you. Have an absolutely amazing night. And I will be posting more about that. Get back on track, your body, your energy, your power very shortly. Bye.